Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Cassie Pierre Joseph. I lead engagement initiatives for the employee experience team within the division of HR. Today, I'm joined by Nancy Martinsen. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Cassie. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you. Please tell us more about yourself.
I am Nancy Martinsen. I'm the Kent G. Shang Class of 78 Associate Dean of Students and Director of the Asian American Center.
Could you share some of the experience you've had as a manager when an employee decides to leave?
I recently had to say farewell to my assistant director. And I think what was really challenging about that is this realization that I understood large scale what my assistant director did, but I didn't know the detailed things that he did. And so one of the biggest challenges was recognizing that I still needed to do what I needed to do. And then I needed to learn all of the things that I wasn't aware of in regard to the assistant director position.
Wow, that's a lot to take on. How did those things impact you?
I think something that's really hard about when you lose a staff member is just recognizing the work still needs to get done. And so it's going to fall on someone. Something that I think is fabulous about the Asian American Center is that we really do try to have a personal relationship with our interns. And one of the things that my assistant director did is he met with them one-on-one, and then he also met with them as a team to help them with their projects. Very time consuming, but really important to the mission of A3C. So I didn't want to take away from the experience that was really important for me, for our interns to have, but super challenging to now have to recognize that I now needed to be the one to recreate that experience and to make time for them.
Yeah, so you talked about time being a challenge. How are you addressing that challenge and other challenges? And what do you find works best?
Something for me is I'm really big on asking for grace and giving grace. So I think just kind of recognizing that I'm new at this, I'm trying to learn stuff, and just to ask for grace. And I find for the most part, people give it to me. Something that I'm grateful for is I had a really positive relationship with my coworker. And so I was fully aware that he was looking for a job. So it wasn't anything that shocked me or surprised me. Like, just having that positive relationship made it easier for me to ask for help from my assistant director before they left. And so one of the things I had asked for was a transition doc. And in that transition document, it really was like a step-by-step, like this is how you do these things. And then also a timeline. So heads up, Nancy, in April, these are the things that you need to start considering or thinking about or working on.
So as you know, the resignation notice period is the last chance we have to make a positive impression on the employee before they leave Cornell. And that impression could make the difference between them being a positive ambassador, meaning that they go out and speak well about their Cornell experience, or they could become a detractor for others that might consider Cornell because they've left with a more negative impression. What are some tips you have for fellow managers that they can start doing right away to ensure a respectful exit experience?
Really looking back at my experience with my assistant director, that I'm grateful for is the honest and open communication that we had. When it was time for him to depart, there was no surprise. I know that there were certain projects that he was so proud of. And so just kind of recognizing like, hey, these were some great things. How can I make sure that I'm able to continue it? Or what information do I need to pass down to the new assistant director so that they can really continue it? I did ask him to write a welcome letter to the new assistant director. I know I got a letter from the former director of A3C, and it was a nice touch. Like, it was just a kind of a way to say, like, I had a great time in this role. These are some things to be mindful of. These are some things I really hope you enjoy about this position. And here's my email in case you want to reach out. I'm really, really grateful for just that positive relationship that we have.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all of your experience with us today on how to create a respectful exit. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you, Cassie, for this opportunity. This was fun.
Here are some more tips on respectful exits.